Okay, everyone. Hey, congratulations for the Paloni Show Halloween special on Halloween.
Thank you.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So tell us, how did this special episode actually came about and turn it into sort of like I want to say like like an anthology of short films.
Yeah. It's an old idea that I pitched in 2009 in different characters, but still called the Paloni Show, or the Paloni Family Comedy Show, I think it was called back then. With Leroy Paloni was still a host of it, But so 20th had it, and then I don't remember how this started. Do you remember how this came up or how this started? Was this like Marcy? Somebody
it was a
like,
Halloween special. They wanted to do a Halloween special of some sort, and you're like, well, the Polonis, are ripe for it. And then the conversation quickly evolved into roping Zach in because the characters you guys had played around with them as well.
Yeah, and because I had some really great. Zach and I had these great characters that we were like, oh, they'd be the perfect characters for this, and then we added a sister that Pam Adlon plays, and it just felt like a nice, perfect little package of three characters, hosting this thing. But also it works as like an incubator because of all of the cool shorts that all these different incredible, talented like creators made. And so it's kind of works. And I've always wanted to do that where it's like, it's showcasing a bunch of content like a variety show would, or like a sketch show, or I don't know, like any of these like Cake or what was the other one? Whatever. Anyway, there's a bunch of good ones that have been littered throughout time. But I always wanted to do it with hosts, animated hosts. And then the whole conceit was just that the wheels fall off, but they have to keep hosting, and that would be the Paloni Show in a nutshell, just across the board. It's always, we're here at, I don't know, wherever they are, and then just the wheels fall off and chaos, but they have to keep hosting the thing because it's perceived as like it's live, they can't just stop it.
It's that tied in with Justin's urge to showcase some of his favorite creators, who some of which are, really, really boutique, small time creators. Other are not even animators, who are just voices he likes, who he wants to bring in to write stuff. And those opportunities to bring those creators to give content on Hulu is much more difficult when it comes to like, let's get that creator, make a full show. But with an opportunity like this, it was like, okay, well, we can really get anyone we want, who we believe in, Justin believes in, and say, here's an opportunity to make a short.
And find people. Yeah, it was a great opportunity to search as well. So to find like really interesting people, that was really fun too. So it's like folks that we love that like Ben's point, it's a much harder process to get a show greenlit to series, because it's like there's a lot, right? But it's so much easier to be like, make a short for this crazy thing. And it's, the barrier to entry it's like, short form, it's incredibly doable and achievable, but it gives these folks a platform for more eyeballs to see their content. And then, it's really important, for me to make sure that we had a nice, just credit, like, so at the end we have that you probably remember, but like at the end, there's this nice, like, sort of before the old timey credits of just black with text, like we did like a special featured credit section to give everybody appropriate credit for their contributions, because this is really just very important to me. At one point we were going to have the Polonis literally say, here's a sketch by blah 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 called blah blah blah, but it was kind of slogging, it was slowing the rhythm and pacing of the thing, so we ended up not doing that. But that was what we were going to do initially, really, just but yeah, this has been a fun one to put together. A lot of moving parts.
Was the voice acting, because it's because you're introducing all these different films, was voice acting and the dialogue, was that difficult to do, especially you're doing it like very, very short stints of like 15-20 seconds and so on?
No, I mean, we had a script, and then Zach and me and Pamela would go in and Zach and I were doing like, we would do it as scripted, and then we would go off book and do these little, we kind of knew the scene needed to be a certain length, and we would just kind of run it. And we had a lot of like great stuff that came from that. And then we looped Pamela into that process when we got her. And so there's, but no, that was easy. That stuff was all really easy because it happened early.
That's probably the most fun part. I mean, everyone has to then draw and animate to what we're saying. I mean, that, that's
that was really fun to do. And I miss that process, like that sort of like positioning that stuff early, so you get the looseness and you get the kind of silliness, and you'll get stuff that you would never get scripted ever. Zach and I we have a rhythm where we're interrupting each other in a certain way and just yes-anding each other, and it's just like a weird. It's just, I don't know. I like it. It turns out it's stuff that you couldn't write because of the stutters and the weird, it's just happening. We're bouncing off of each other, and it's impossible.
Looking at that from the outside in, there's such an opportunity for comedy that I wasn't really aware of until you're really privy to the process. Like the dialogue is just like, wow, wasn't that a cool short? Check out the next one. And then when you take that conceit of whatever that idea is, and then Zach and Justin and Pamela jump into the room together, there's just an energy there that even if there's not a joke that's crafted, there's laughs because of the way the dialogue is put out there. And that's something that's super unique and fun about the way these guys can be creative.
One of my favorite parts was, sometimes I'll fuck up genuinely. You accidentally mispronounce something, and then Justin would say, you go to correct yourself, and it's like, no, that's the good stuff. That's, you're not trying to fuck up. You're not trying to stutter. But if you do, don't throw it away right away. Let, focus on it.
There's one of those lines in there. If Reggie says like, "Oh, welcome back, folks. We had a spooky time here," and like Justin's like, "Roll with it. We love it," and it is. Yeah. It ends up being funny.
Yeah. Outtakes.
Well, this is certainly a funny Halloween special. So hopefully you guys do something like this again, especially introducing other people's short films. So Justin, Ben, thank you very much, and thank you to the ominous voice of Zach. And
whoa,
he's dressed as Garfield, right?
Yeah. If you saw it, you'd love it, but I can't show it for legal reasons.
All right.
We'll get sued.